The breaking news has just come via a statement from Finance Minister, Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland, that she, in fact, is no longer going to be a finance minister and indeed is resigning.
If you thought Justin Trudeau's 2023 was rough, buckle up. 2024 was nothing short of a political roller coaster, full of twists, turns, and straight-up freefalls. From cabinet resignations to plummeting approval ratings, this was the year Trudeau's sunny ways turned stormy. Today, we're counting down the top 10 worst failures of 2024. And trust me, you'll want to stick around for number 1. It's a doozy. Before we continue, I have a quick favor to ask. If you're enjoying this content, it would mean a lot if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel. Fun fact, over 98% of viewers watch without subscribing. Subscribing is completely free, and it helps us bring you more great content. Thanks so much for your support. Now, back to the video. Number 10. Cabinet resignations.
Member of Parliament Pablo Rodriguez has resigned from the Liberal cabinet and now will sit in the Parliament as an independent.
Breaking news, Employment Minister Randy Boissonnault has resigned amid controversy.
Kicking off our countdown, we have the exodus of key players from Trudeau's cabinet. It was like a game of musical chairs, except no one wanted to stick around. Pablo Rodriguez. On September 19th, Rodriguez resigned as Transport Minister to pursue leadership of the Quebec Liberal Party. It raised eyebrows. Why would a seasoned minister jump ship during such turbulent times? Randy Boissonnault, Alberta MP. Boissonnault left amidst a double whammy of allegations, running a business seeking federal contracts and falsely claiming Indigenous heritage. Yikes. Sean Fraser. Housing Minister Sean Fraser cited personal reasons for his departure, but critics speculated that the mounting housing crisis may have played a role. At this rate, Trudeau might need to start running job ads on LinkedIn.
The issue of foreign interference in our democracies and our institutions is extraordinarily serious, and that's why, as a government, we have always taken it incredibly seriously, including by building and creating new mechanisms to oversee and to ensure that we can counter that interference and demonstrate to Canadians that they can have confidence in their institutions.
Number 9. Foreign interference allegations. At number 9, we have a scandal that shook the very core of Canada's Parliament. In June 2024, allegations of foreign interference surfaced, accusing high-ranking officials of colluding with foreign entities. Yep, you heard that right. Treason was the word of the day. While Trudeau's government denied any wrongdoing, the opposition pounced faster than a cat chasing a laser pointer. Transparency and accountability, let's just say those weren't the words of the year for this administration.
We heard from Prime Minister Justin Trudeau today, doubling down on no apology. One day after the Ethics Commissioner ruled he violated conflict of interest rules in the SNC-Lavalin controversy.
Number 8, ethical breaches. Coming in at number 8, we have ethical breaches, because nothing says business as usual, like another year of Canadians questioning their Prime Minister's integrity. 2024 saw Trudeau facing heat yet again over allegations of unethical behavior, this time involving opaque financial disclosures and conflicts of interest. Analysts pointed out that these recurring controversies have turned into a broken record, and not the good kind you'd find in your parents' vinyl collection.
Today, we're announcing that we will reduce the number of immigrants we bring in over the next 3 years, which will result in a pause in the population growth over the next 2 years.
Number 7, immigration policy overhaul. At number 7, we have an immigration policy reversal that left Canadians scratching their heads. After years of championing progressive immigration policies, Trudeau did a complete 180 in 2024, slashing immigration targets in response to mounting criticism. Critics argued that this reversal wasn't a well-thought-out solution, but rather a desperate attempt to pacify voters frustrated by skyrocketing rents and overstretched social services. And while Trudeau admitted to missteps, many felt it was too little, too late. Imagine admitting your mistakes after years of doubling down. 2024 was truly a year of firsts.
Canada's political landscape is in turmoil as Prime Minister Justin Trudeau faces mounting pressure from within his Liberal Party to step aside.
Number 6, internal party revolt. If you thought Trudeau only had to worry about critics outside his party, think again. At number 6, we have the internal revolt that made headlines across the country. Over 50 Liberal MPs reportedly called for Trudeau to step down, citing concerns about the party's future prospects. Ouch. When your own teammates start plotting your exit, it's safe to say the locker room vibes aren't great. But hey, maybe they just wanted to save him the embarrassment of losing another election. How thoughtful.
U.S. President-elect Donald Trump is doubling down on his jokes about Canada becoming the 51st state. On Tuesday, Trump posted to his social media platform Truth Social, calling Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, quote, governor of the great state of Canada.
Number 5, public criticism from international figures. Number 5 brings us a roast session courtesy of President-elect Donald Trump, who didn't hold back in his comments about Trudeau. From suggesting Canada become the 51st state to joking about Wayne Gretzky replacing him as Prime Minister, Trump's digs were relentless, and for many, wildly entertaining. Because nothing says international diplomacy like the leader of your biggest trading partner mocking you on live television. Between Trump's jabs and Musk's tweets, 2024 felt like Trudeau's personal roast season. Too bad it didn't come with a laugh track. Number 4, economic challenges. At number 4, we have the economic storm that defined much of Trudeau's 2024. Rising inflation, skyrocketing housing costs, and growing dissatisfaction with the government's response created a perfect recipe for public outrage. Critics slammed Trudeau for failing to tackle these issues effectively. Temporary tax cuts and direct payments to Canadians? Sure, they sound nice, but many saw them as band-aid solutions for a gaping wound. If there's one thing Canadians learned this year, it's that you can't pay rent with political promises or campaign slogans. Number 3, plummeting approval ratings. Coming in at number 3, we have a milestone that no politician wants to reach. Trudeau's approval ratings plummeted to a historic low of just 19%. To put it in perspective, that's lower than some of the least popular leaders in Canadian history. And the bad news didn't stop there. Polls showed his Liberal Party trailing the Conservatives by a whopping 20 points. At this rate, it's less about winning votes and more about holding on to the ones you've got. Spoiler alert, that strategy isn't working either. Number 2, loss in by-elections. The warning signs. Sliding into second place, we have the by-elections that sent shockwaves through the Liberal Party. These weren't just routine losses, they were a warning sign of what's to come in the next federal election. The Liberals lost key ridings to the Conservatives and NDP, signaling a steep decline in public support. And if you think Trudeau's inner circle wasn't worried, think again. This defeat had party insiders scrambling for damage control. Because nothing says winning strategy like losing your strongholds to the opposition. The real question is, how much worse can it get? Oh, just wait for number 1.
Well, yes, the big news in Ottawa today was to have been the release of the fiscal economic statement. That release was to be read in the House of Commons by Chrystia Freeland, the Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister. But minutes before reporters were to head into the lockup with the fiscal economic statement, Chrystia Freeland herself announced on social media that she is not going to be the finance minister. Freeland on social media saying that the Prime Minister had asked her to take another job in cabinet after delivering this fiscal economic statement, and over the weekend and on reflections, she's decided she doesn't want any other job in cabinet, so she's out.
Number 1, Deputy Prime Minister's resignation. And here we are, number 1. The resignation that shook Trudeau's government to its core. On December 16th, 2024, Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland dropped the mic and walked away, citing irreconcilable disagreements with Trudeau's fiscal policies and his handling of trade tensions with the incoming U.S. administration.
Last few months, I think, but again, Fraser's departure would have been a hard enough day for the Prime Minister. Freeland's is a disaster. This is a disaster for the government. And obviously, she's saying now that she had the conversation with the Prime Minister on Friday. He said he no longer wanted her to be finance minister. He's going to move her to something else. And upon reflecting on that over the weekend, she came back and said, no, obviously I don't have your confidence. I'm not going to do this. And she clearly is not comfortable with where the government is headed.
This wasn't just any resignation. Freeland was one of the most respected figures in Trudeau's cabinet. Her decision to step down not only highlighted deep cracks within the administration, but also fueled speculation that Trudeau might not make it to the next federal election as leader. Critics called it the final nail in the coffin for Trudeau's credibility, and with approval ratings already at historic lows, it's hard to see how he'll bounce back from this one.
Mr. Prime Minister. Yeah. Please get the f*** out of BC.
Bonus: ambushed at a ski resort. And just when you thought things couldn't get any worse, we have our bonus moment. A very public, very awkward confrontation at a BC ski resort. During what was supposed to be a relaxing getaway, Trudeau was ambushed by a furious resident who shouted, and I quote, "Get the f*** out of BC." Talk about a warm Canadian welcome, eh? But hey, if you're going to make an escape from Ottawa, maybe pick a quieter spot next time. Of course, the incident quickly went viral, with critics and supporters alike weighing in. Was it a sign of growing public anger, or just an isolated outburst? Either way, Trudeau's ski trip became yet another PR disaster in a year full of them. And that wraps up our countdown of Justin Trudeau's top 10 worst failures of 2024. From cabinet chaos to public embarrassments, it's safe to say this year won't be getting a highlight reel in his legacy. But what do you think? Did we miss any moments that should have made the list? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're at it, smash that like button and hit subscribe to stay updated on all the political drama you can handle. Should we do Pierre Poilievre next, or maybe Jagmeet Singh's top fails? Let us know who you want to see, and we'll dive into the drama.